Hey, Siam here. It's Sunday, the 18th of March. I've got a really busy Monday, so I thought I'd make a quick update now because tomorrow is going to be absolutely mental. And in fact, today is actually a good day because to do this catch up because of what's going on the market. So as you can see, it's a bit of a sea of red, which is absolutely glorious. Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. And looking at the market cap, so we're now $280 billion market cap. And in previous videos, I said that this is most likely going to be a dead cat bounce, and it's broken through. Yes, there may be a bit of a pullback to maybe $330 billion. Basically back up to this level, but it's going to be short-lived. And really, we're looking at a market cap to drop below between 110 to 100 and sort of really about so really we're looking at a market cap between 100 to 200 billion dollars before it bottoms out and then starts to do something fascinating. However, that's what the dead cat bounce is basically showing us. However, if we cancel that and try and get a better snapshot, have a better view of this, please someone hurry up and make a better global market cap chart, because I'm bored of doing this on Microsoft Paint. So let's whoopsie day edit. Okay. Let's move this over here. Let's draw a line. There's something else I want to bring your attention to, and it's something like this. So this is a pretty crucial level. In fact, where it is there, and also here. So where, yeah, in fact, pretty much where it's sat at right now is pretty key. So we could actually see a bit of a bounce up here, up to sort of, one second. So even though the dead cat bounce is showing us that we should see a fall back to these sorts of levels, there's something else, like with all markets and trading, etc. There's always the other side of the coin which you need to be aware of. Most people get it, they form their opinion far too fast, and then they stick with it. So even though there's a big part of, or at least half of me thinking, right, this is going to go back down to this level here, there's another part of me thinking, actually, we're on the neckline here, we could see a bit of a bounce back up to this trend line here, and that would bring us trend line, that would probably bring us around the $400 billion level, and that sort of would come true. In fact, I think that's probably the more likely scenario, and then we'd probably see something like this, and then a breakout of some sort. Now the direction, we don't know, it could do this, could do that. Technically speaking, because there's more upside to the downside here, it's going to do something like this, but we just don't know, because it could very easily punch through. Oh, I hate doing it on this. It could pull back and then make its fall. But the thing is, if we open up Bitcoin, now I don't like doing this, but because it's not a very good form of technical analysis, where you go, oh look, on another chart this is what it did, blah blah, so it's going to do this again, and it's absolute rubbish. So as you can see here with Bitcoin, bear in mind Bitcoin is most of the market. We had this big, this looks pretty much like the global market cap, as you can see here. So we've got, so global market cap here is looking like it's sort of leading Bitcoin to a degree. So we have a dead cat bounce looking set up here where it's on the neckline. Here we have the dead cat bounce where we haven't hit the neckline yet, and as I said, I mean, yeah, the 8,000 level, which I said we would hit as the intermediate target, has been smashed. I've actually got a buy order of $5,001 here in order to get back into Bitcoin. But yeah, we should see $6,000 at some point. That needs to be breached. But as you can see, it's slugging up this trend line here, which looks like it's about to smash into. And also this low, the $6,000 low, was on a nice support level there, which is exactly the same when we get our chart out here. You can see it's slugging up this, caterpillaring up this line here, and also that low is on a nice level. So in some ways, global market cap is leading what Bitcoin is doing, and in other cases it sort of isn't. So yeah, at the moment it's still too early to tell. What we do in fact, this week determines what's going to happen. If we do see a punch down and we really do make it clear that we've broken through this level of support and this trend line, then it's hello $100 to $200 billion market cap level. So we'll punch down, we'll see a bit of a rally, it'll sucker them idiots in, and then it'll yeah, basically crap its pants. So that's that. However, because this is a pretty strong support level here, don't be surprised if we saw a bounce up to $400 billion. At which point every market idiot is going to be saying, "Oh look, double bottom here, so we're going to be doing this." That's rubbish. We're most likely going to see a bounce off that back to the downside and maybe then punch through. So yeah, so that is the global market cap. Let's have a look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart. So what so here's my line here. As you can see, it's actually following my arrow, but a lot faster, which is nice. I always err on the side of caution with my analysis and trading in general. So what this is basically creating here is a downwards wedge within this falling market. So technically speaking, this is a bullish signal. So in the short term, I would not be surprised at all if we saw a bit of a bounce from this level here back up probably to the 8,000 to the 8,000 level here. Again, loads of people are going to think, oh, this is, Bitcoin's on its way up, when really it's not. And we're then going to smash through the 7,200 level, most likely. So yeah, this 7,200 level is going to be a pretty easy target to hit. In fact, by the looks of today, it could hit it today. Yeah, and then maybe we see a bit more falling. But technically, what we could see is once it gets around here, we could see a movement up like this. Whoopsie. A movement something like this, or maybe a bounce off that actual level, potentially. However, every bone in my body is saying that we can't see a proper Bitcoin reversal, because let's face the facts, guys, this is not a reversal. This is now a bear market. It's not a full reversal. It's not the pop. It's not the eventual crash that we've all been waiting for. This is a pullback, but we are in a bear market. So yeah, we can't get back into a bull market until we take this low out here, which, yeah, as in the $6,000 level, which is why I've put in an order at 5,001, just in case we get a bit of a heavy spike into it, something like this, where the market just goes. So, and it's interesting because I post out something on all of the groups and social media, etc. This one here saying, hey, we just hit a big low, don't be fooled by a pullback. And basically the pullback, I knew was going to sucker in the baby seals so that people could whack them. And if we have a look, this is exactly what happened. We hit that low of 7.6, something like that, 7.6 whatever, and then over the next couple of days we then had a pullback all up to 8,500. And like, I'm in a lot of different groups, and just because I like human psychology, and I use most of the groups as a contrarian indicator, and yeah, it's amazing how many people go, hey, we're back to the moon. No. So yeah, so that's Bitcoin. Let's have a look at Neo. Neo is this is beautiful at the moment. We are now at, we're about to hit 50. Now Neo, even though $50 looks like a really sweet, safe level, and yes, we may bounce off this 50 back up to 60 or 70. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. It's still, I know I'm not bottom picking, but with global market cap soon to reverse, there's a, well, I say high likelihood, it's 50-50 at the moment whether we bounce off this, but at some point we are going to get back down here. Neo still has more falling to do. By the way, nothing goes down in a straight line for this long, so yeah, expect a pullback of some sort, even though there's a big part of me that wants to go in at 50. So, in fact, for me, because I've got like 200 grand I need to get back in, I'm not going to get filled properly if I put an order and try and get filled down here. So me personally, I'm not going to make the decision yet. Best idea, the best thing to always do whenever you're not sure is sit on your hands. So I'm going to sit on my hands for the moment and see what happens. Although there may be a movement back up here, but it'll be short-lived. Especially as this looks like it's going to fall through. So that's Neo against the dollar, Neo against Bitcoin, same picture. It's not really showing us anything. It doesn't give us much data beforehand, so that's nothing there. Let's have a look at Ven, soon to be VeChain Thor. Hey, obviously I got that one wrong. So this is okay. Technically speaking, this is creating a bearish rectangle. So it could do this for a while, but it'll be interesting. Once it breaks through, it'll then carry on going down. So that's that. I'm just having a look at a few of these which are of interest at the moment. TRX, let's look at Tron. Hey, finally. I've said for probably weeks now that Tron is going to be getting back down to the 200, 300 Satoshi level, and it looks like we're about to do that. Again, beware of the pullbacks. It wouldn't surprise me if we pulled back to 350 odd, but yeah, there's further falling to do. It's going to hit at least, or it should hit at least the 300 level. However, this I think if the global market carries on going down another sort of 80, $100 billion, then yeah, we should be seeing things down here. Let's have a look at Ontology. That's something else on my radar. That is falling nicely. So Ontology has just been released, and like I say with everything, don't buy things when they're listed. They're only gonna fall. And for some reason my internet is Onti. Okay, my internet is being a bit sluggish. Yeah, here, typical launch, bust. So yeah, we listed at 163, it's now 1. Like I say, with pretty much every freaking ICO out there, don't get into ICOs, wait till they crash 50%, then buy in. So yeah, I think there's more falling to come with that. Let's have a look. Okay, I've got faster internet than I thought. What else is there on my ethos? Nope. Still going under BQX. Yeah, this is just following this down. So this is likely it's sat on a nice support level at the moment. Could bounce up a bit, but yeah, not much to do or see here. Nano, what's Nano up to? Again, not much of a picture. That moved nicely. In fact, that moved pretty much the exact level I said it would. Anyway, Can't always be right or wrong. Yep, more falling. So really there's not much else to do. So one other thing, which is, in fact, the more I think about it, we're more likely to have in fact that's falling right in front of us. We're more likely to see it coming back down to these levels, and the reason being is that I always look at Google Trends. And when you look at Google Trends, there's two terms that I think about, which I look for. One that predicts the highs and another one that predicts the lows. What is going on? Oopsie. So Bitcoin crash is one which helps look at potential lows. So as you can see, basically whenever we have a spike in Bitcoin crash, as in people typing in Bitcoin crash on Google, we see lows being made within the market. So here between 17th and 23rd of December, we saw basically here, this was the 22nd of December, where it went all the way down here. And basically we started seeing the sell-off. Where is this other one? So 14th to 20th of Jan. Where is that? 40th to 20th of Jan. Here we go. So that was the 17th. Another sell-off, etc. And then we've got another. Yeah. So now Bitcoin crash is starting to have a bit of an uptick. So yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on that. Also, when will Bitcoin rise is another good one to have a look when we're nearing lows. As you can see here, it looks like impartial data here, but yeah, we can see a bit of an uptick here, and we see that when basically desperate people go, oh, when will Bitcoin rise? And one which calls the tops is Bitcoin bubble. We see lots of this normally. Here we go, 3rd to the 9th of December. This is the 7th. There we go, right at the high. And again, yeah, so the 3rd to the 9th. So we're making all-time highs. So don't forget, we're making all-time highs here. So 4th, and then, yeah, Bitcoin bubble, and then we have Bitcoin crash, etc. So yeah, we're not peaking yet on these trends. So we've got further to go. This is sort of a public sentiment type thing. Now, I've seen a few snarky comments online. I'm always getting them, idiots, not really understanding stuff. But about, you know, Siam's not that good. He should have called the crash up here or whatever. No, because I don't have a crystal ball. There's no way you could have called a crash up here, because looking at technical analysis, like there's nothing showing anything is crashing. Like it's basically just a pullback. Yes, I was slightly late to it, and really I should have. In fact, no, I did. I called this from 13,000 downwards. So no, I did call this, and I called that move down here, and then the other one. So I have been calling the crash all the way down, and it's the same with Neo. Now, don't forget, I started. So let's look at Neo. So here we go. I started calling Neo's crash. Well, I started mitigating Neo around the anywhere between 130 to 150, and that's where I was exiting, buying back in, etc. And I started with 1600 Neo. Okay, I haven't added any extra cash. And I want to show you the power. So yes, for most people, hodling is the best thing that you can do. But I started with 1600 Neo, and then I did a sidestep, and then I ended up with 2164 Neo. And right now I've pulled out. So I've pulled out at several stages, but I got out at this stage here. Well, I clicked sell at $85, but because of the amount here, I got filled at $81.15, which isn't ideal. Sorry, that's when I got out. So that means 81.15 times 2164. Yeah, that's accurate. 6560. It's in fact to the penny, pretty much. That's what I exited with. But when we look at the price now of Neo, we're basically looking at $50 here. So, and it's just a matter of time before it hits 50. So now, if I were to basically put that all in at 50, this would give me, divided by 50, 3512172 minus 1600. So because of my sidestepping, I've ended up, if I were to go in right now, I would have ended up with an extra 1912 Neo, which in my opinion, I see Neo at, well, basically, let's say Neo's at $100, or $100, this is a 190 grand trade, but I actually see Neo easily $1,000. So really, this is a $1.9 million dollar trade I've been doing with Neo, trying to accumulate most of it as possible. So yeah, I've ended up with way more Neo, and I can actually get back to 12164 and end up with shitloads of Tron as well, because don't forget, I want to get in Tron before the main net launches, not the test net. No one cares about test nets. It's the main net I'm after. That's supposed to say Tron. So yeah, that's that. This is my little update. Hope it helps. Before I go, because every time I post something out, I tend to get a billion questions, and they tend to be the same ones. So regarding the question of when, that's one I hear a lot. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Here we go. When? So when do I see sub $6,000 is a question I'm trying to anticipate. I would say, what day is it? If we have a bit of a bounce, probably snap back. Okay, it's the 18th now, isn't it? Okay, at the moment, don't forget my crystal ball is only short-lived. I can only see normally, quite accurately, a week or two in the future. But I would say up until sort of the 10th of April, if we don't see... Let's have a look here. Let's have a look at the bigger picture. Bigger picture. Let's get rid of some lines here. So I see 7200 pretty soon, like days. However, there's something else which has been overlooked here. Is when we clear the chart. So you should always have a clear chart here. What tends to happen when we have things like this is you see a bit of a slow rounding off level, and it'll look something like this. And it's basically, we'll be seeing a bit of a wedge. And don't forget, some of these may be spiking down a bit or not. But long story short, we'll see. So it could be something like this. So what we'll end up seeing is a bit of a wedge, like so. We get a squeeze, and then we see a falling wedge in a downwards market. It's actually a reversal signal, and then we'll see, or we'll be off to the races. Well, once it does break off, obviously we'll have to pull back, but in a nutshell. So really, we could actually see a continued downwards market until March, April, May, yeah, until sort of mid-May. So that's one way of looking at it. But at the moment, 7,200 is going to be very close. 6,000 is going to be, I think, before March, before April. So we've got sort of 12 days. So over the next 2 weeks. But anything else, I don't know. But this is a possible. When you look at, well, actually, Yeah, so that's one thing. But then again, if we followed in Tron's footsteps, it'll end up doing this. So we could see a bear market till mid-May. Again, this is the beauty and also the shitness of trading, that everything's 50-50 until we get closer to the time. And that's when my crystal ball comes out. So yeah, what am I going to do? I'm going to sit tight for the moment. I think we've got further falling to go, so I'm not getting in on my Neo yet, because we could get back down to the $40 level. So yeah, hope that helps. Toodle.